I can't get over this. Just staring at this box. Just staring at this box makes my toes curl. If you're wondering whether to buy, whether not to buy, this is an unboxing and a review. So wait till the goofy unboxing ends, and then I'll give you my full review and my breakdown of whether it's worth the upgrade from the Quest 2 to the Quest 3, or if you just buy the Quest 3 at all. Alright, look. Oh my god! Alright, hold on. How the f do I get this big meta condom off? Come on, Mark Zuck. Give me the Zuck. This is the worst unboxing video you're ever gonna watch. Holy shit, because I have, like, autism. What the hell? Seriously, how does this shit open up? They have it! Gentlemen, ladies, I don't even want to take this out of the box. Oh my god, the controllers feel so much better. That's so much more comfortable. And I have the straps back, the safety straps I can actually wear. Look at how big those lenses are. It looks like some damn, like, do you know how crazy some 4K VR is gonna go in this thing? Are you kidding me? Okay, so that roller is an IPD adjustment. Okay, here's what's gonna impress me. Is the charger long? Is it thick? Is it no. That's mid. I mean, it's like... The power brick is hilarious. Look at this little goober. Looks like a European wall plug. Here's your owner's manual. All that bullshit. We don't need none of that. What am I? Throw all this back in the box because we don't need it. That's the simplest unboxing I've ever done in my life. First off, like the FOV increase was unnoticeable at first completely. I didn't even realize that there was an FOV increase other than just looking at paper. But as I played, I started to realize, like, oh, I can, like, see that guy in the corner of my eyes. I can see that guy really far away. I can see my hands in the corners of, like, when I'm moving and picking up, like, picking up stuff in Tabor from the sides. I was noticing, like, oh, I can see more. So it's something you start noticing gradually, but as you notice it, you start picking up on it, you'll never want to go back. I've actually tried putting on my Quest 2 again and playing a little bit of Tabor just to kind of see what it was like, and I can't do it. It's horrible. Secondly, the tracking of the controllers in general, really big improvement, but also some little issues. So the comfort of them is amazing. It doesn't even feel like you're hardly holding a controller. They have some good weight to them, but it just feels like you're resting your hands. It just feels like it's the weight of your hands and the weight of the world. I could hold them for hours on end and not get any numbness in my fingers or any, like, aching pain from having to squeeze the grips like I used to do with the Quest 2. But there are some little issues. So the tracking has this weird quirk. I play Thrill of the Fight. I love it's like boxing training. It keeps me fit, keeps me healthy. And here's the issue with it. If you swing really fast, let's say you're throwing like a right hook, it's so much more comfortable to swing that hook. But if you're swinging fast enough, the tracking just kind of wobbles and it'll go really wide instead of doing like following your hand. So that's a little bit of an issue. Because in the Quest 2, it wasn't as bad. It did it a lot, but it didn't do it as bad as the Quest 3 has been doing. I've only played it for probably 20 minutes in the new Quest 3 because I've been playing so much other stuff. But it is an issue because the Quest 2, it felt better moving in fast motions than this one does. But here's the other thing. These steady are so much better. The controllers for the Quest 3 steady are so much better. If you raise up, like if you need to raise your gun up and aim, it's so much more comfortable, it's so much more natural, and it's so much steadier just holding still because it's not like wobbling like the Quest 2 used to do really badly. I used to have some, like, I guess you would call ghosting or just some movement that I wasn't making in those controllers, but that actually completely disappeared with the Quest 3's controllers. I find myself, like, kind of getting lost in the VR game a lot more. Instead of sitting in the back of my head and thinking, wow, this VR is uncomfortable, I really want to get it off, or I can't wait for this game to be done. I'm actually just so immersed in the game that I don't even feel like I'm playing a VR game. Another feature that is completely different to me is the lenses. So as you can see here, I'll show you. Those lenses are pancake lenses, and they're amazing. So what it allows you to do is in the Quest 2, I used to have to adjust the head strap like a lot. I would have to get it perfect. I would have to sit there for a few minutes and just get it exactly where I needed it to and not have to adjust. If I adjusted it all and got it out of that perfect focus, it was just horrible. Everything would turn blurry and everything would be like warped. But with the Quest 3, it completely eliminates all of that. So I can just throw on the headset and not have to adjust it much at all. I can just throw it on my head, get in a game, and it's fine. The focusing is really good. And another feature that not a lot of people think of, but I did because I'm a glasses wearer, is that the lenses are inset. They set inward instead of poking outward at you, where your lens can rub against its lens. They're inward set. So even if your lens does touch those, it'll just touch the outsides. It won't actually scratch the centers of your lens or its lens. And that's mainly where you're going to be looking. So that's like the most important place you don't want to get scratched. But speaking of comfort in the head strap, Meta, you have done a wonderful job making the stock head strap actually usable. It is so much more comfortable. It is so much more like usable. The face mask and the head strap are both amazing. It's such an improvement from the last. The Quest 3 has like a more fabric kind of cloth material. It does soak up a little bit of sweat, but as long as you kind of keep your room a little cooler, like I do, you're not really going to be sweating a lot in this unless you're playing the boxing games or stuff like that. That's where you're really active. But even if you do, it's really easy to pop off and clean. It's a little confusing at first, especially when you just get it. You want to be gentle with it. So if you're trying to pop that mask off, it can be a little finicky because of the glasses slider, which that's something I'll bring up in a moment. But it's amazing. The stock head strap, amazing too. It pretty equally distributes the weight on the back of your head with the two straps that come down. And that was one of my favorite features. The adjustments are, I don't have to worry about them breaking. So I had a Quest 2 and I had the original head strap on it, and the little two plastic pieces that were on the back that you pulled apart from each other to make it tighter on your head, one of them actually completely broke and I had to re-glue it. And that is just not possible because, as you can see if you're looking at the stream, it has cloth little things that are just wrapped around, so it's impossible to break. You could cut it, but you're not breaking it. So this is one gripe I actually do have about the headset, is the audio. The onboard audio is really good. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely not slept on. It's pretty good. In my experience, everyone said it improved, but to me, it didn't improve. It actually got a little worse. There's a little bit more grain to it, like it's not as clear as it used to be. It got louder, but it's not as bassy and it's not as clear as it used to be. I think they kind of saved their money a little bit on the audio, and that's okay. Everyone usually wears headphones when they wear something like this or wear earbuds or anything anyway. But if you don't plan on doing that, it's not the best feature on the planet. The audio kind of did decrease. It's not as good as it used to be. But I think that is like the least amount of our problems. So a thing about the comfort of the face mask, I want to circle back to this because this is an issue I've heard a lot of people having that I also really suffered from, is chronic headaches. I used to get a migraine after like playing for an hour or so. So I was pretty skeptical about getting another VR because I was like, I don't know how often I can even play it if I do get it. I mean, because I can only play for an hour a day. I get these headaches, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the head strap I got. I don't know if it's the face mask. What's causing it? I'm almost 90% sure it was the face mask and how it rested on my face, because it used to give me a headache square in the middle of my head. But that's completely gone. I just got done from a 3-hour session of playing Ghost of Tabor and playing boxing and playing Asgard's Wrath. No headache, no issues, no discomfort. There's one feature that I do want to mention that you glasses wearers are going to enjoy, all my four-eyed friends. There is a groove right between the eyes where you can slide your finger up and push your glasses up against your face. Instead of having to reach behind you and pull the little things that are on the back of your ears like back, you can actually just adjust it like normal if you just stick it in that groove and slide your finger up. It's great. It's amazing. The ergonomics is perfect. It can't be beat. I mean, I love it. It's the most comfortable headset I've ever wore. But speaking of having to change head straps, if you do buy a head strap, get the one with the battery. Because this is the biggest issue I've found so far, is the Quest 3's battery does not last long at all if you don't plug it in while you play. In my experience, you can get probably 2.5 to 3 hours out of the Quest 2's. You can get a pretty good amount of playtime out of the Quest 2's battery, like not plugged in at all, just doing it bare bones. The Quest 3, on the other hand, you're tops getting 2 hours. In my experience, you're not going to get any more than 2 hours to 2.5 hours. Even sometimes you'll only get like probably an hour and 40, hour and 50. That's my experience. Majority of the time, I only get about an hour and 40 minutes of gameplay out of it. And it does feel better. Like it's not so top heavy. It's not so front heavy on your face. So it does give some comfort that they took away a little bit of that weight. But the battery does suck. So if you do go to buy a aftermarket head strap, I would probably look into one that has a battery on the back. It's just worth the money. It's worth the time. And you're not going to regret it if you do. One neat feature about setting it up is that the depth sensor. So there is this game that comes on it that is like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's just showing you how the depth sensor works, and then it lets you play an augmented reality game. It is the most amazing thing you will play on this at all. Because you literally, it walks around, scans your room, it scans like all the objects, all the, like your bed, everything in between. And then it's literally, the game is in your bedroom. It is amazing. You can run around your room and shoot these little puff balls. And every time you shoot at a wall, it leaves a big hole in the wall. It's the funnest thing I've probably ever played in any game ever. It's such an experience. You'll never understand it until you actually play it for yourself. It's something that I wish I could relive for the first time. It's like, it's remarkable. It's amazing. And it, like, I can only imagine if this was out when I was a little kid, how amazing that would be to actually experience that firsthand. If any young kid out there has this or is going to get this, you are in for a treat. So, whether this helps you decide whether if you're going to upgrade from the Quest 2 or if you're going to stick with the Quest 2, whether you don't have VR at all and you get the Quest 3, I hope this is informational. I usually don't make videos like this. This is like the first time I've ever done something like a review or like an informational kind of video. Usually I do more goofy shit, if I'm just honest with you. But yeah, this was fun to make. I hope it helps somebody make their decision. It was a hard decision for me, but I was like, I'll bite the bullet. It's not like I can't return it. I think if you play VR every day, you should pick one up. I think it's worth the buy. It's worth the time. If you want to enjoy virtual reality without breaking the bank, the Quest 2 is still a wonderful option, especially to do standalone stuff. And it works pretty good with PC VR, but there are some bugs. And this one just eliminates all the bad. Like, I haven't ran into any issues running it on PC VR. I haven't had any issues running with it standalone. And it's just, it's best of all the worlds. You know, it's affordable. It's not breaking the bank like the Valve Index would, but it's also the higher end. This is the medium. Instead of being really low quality or really good, it's the medium. So I hope this helped you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.